Today's video is going to be about the kickstart for decluttering and organising your home. I have been trying to, I'm not going to say try, I'm going to say I have, through the last 8 years, decluttered a lot of my home. One of the largest and worst areas was the loft, especially when we had a home. By that time, this must have been, I can't remember, about 4 years ago, so at that point we must have had it about maybe 31 years, our home, the only home we had. So consequently there was so much stuff, and we did get rid of, I think, 2 full carloads at that point. And now I'm going to concentrate on reducing down my seasonal decor, just because it's difficult to get up and down in the loft. Usually it used to be my hubby, and now it's down to my son. So yeah, so I'm not going to dwell on that. There's a lot of little issues I'm going to be bringing up, and some items might be going over certain items. So if you've been following me for a while, a lot of this has come up previously. This is what works for me. Might not work for you, but it might give you a bit of a kickstart, or get your sort of brain working to see how you can adapt things in your home, your lifestyle, just to make things a lot easier. I know lots going on at the moment with everybody getting over Christmas, possibly returning back to work, getting back into schedules. Kids will be going back to school soon and things like that, so it's all well and good, but just that little bit, I always think if you'd make that first step, a step forward, even it's just one little thing, one drawer, one cupboard, filling one container up, or as we are doing, and I've brought this up a number of times, is the 7-day kickstart. That's 7 items per day to go into a basket, a bag, or whatever, to leave your home, basically. And I've always said this, so I find this really works, especially if you want to kickstart. All you need is some form of container, whether it's a canvas bin, a large sort of grocery bag, whatever. It can be anything you want, and put it maybe in a spot where the whole family can see it, and just say that I want to, as a family or as a group, I want to be able to put 7 items in that bin, whatever you tend to use, per day for 7 days. If that makes it clear now. I don't know whether I reeled that all off at the start. That's 7 items for 7 days to leave your home. 7 items per day for 7 days. So yeah, hopefully you'll get. I'm doing this, it's getting late again at night time, but I really want to get this done. This is going to be day 1 and day 2, because we had company all New Year's Day yesterday. So yeah, this is day 2. So I wasn't going to do any pieces, but I could count it as day 1 and day 2, because I think I have got more than, hopefully, 14 items in my bucket. By the way, this is a new one. I got this from Lidl. I really wish I picked some more up. £4.99, the flexi tub. It's quite a decent size, and because it goes anywhere in my home, under any table or little corner or anything, and it doesn't look too bad. And if I wanted it covered over, I could just put some black material or something over the top just to cover it up, and it doesn't look that bad. Rather than have bags left in the dining room, I do not want to get into that mess like I've done for previous years. Now, there's a few things. As I said, I have been decluttering our home now for about 8 years, maybe longer. It's probably been longer actually, but 8 years definitely. And I have this kickstart, and then what I do is I go through every drawer and cupboard as far as I can. It didn't work too well beginning of 2023 due to my mum was in hospital, but I still did a bit of declutter and everything in between. But I'm going to label this one up as 2024. I haven't separated them previously for years, but I have got rid of so much stuff. It would have been interesting actually to clubbed it all together and just seeing what has left our home. But I'm going to do it for this year and see what goes. I do normally say January is usually a non-spend month unless it's food or necessities, or if anything break down and we can't live without it sort of attitude, that sort of thing. Otherwise I try not shop, which is very difficult because it's when you can pick up those bargains, but I'm trying to stick with it. This one doesn't count because I bought this last month. I bought some little storage boxes for my cubby as well, which I'll share at a point. And hands up, I have got an order from Temu waiting to come. I think there's been a slight delay because of New Year. I was hoping that would be here any day now, but it's still waiting at the airport, so it hasn't got on the plane yet. So I think I can sort of, because that's a lot of stickers and things for my planner, and I think I can excuse that because I did order it in December. Right, a few things. Every year I have it in my planner from the previous year of items that I try not to buy. This is just for me. It might be a little bit of a goal you might want to set for yourself, something that you're comfortable with. If you can't cut it out totally, try and reduce it. I'll give you some examples because these are the ones that I've done for the last 4 or 5 years. Number one, notebooks. Now, this is not the case if someone has purchased me a notebook. I haven't physically gone out and bought that because my family and friends know how I like notebooks. I've had a subscriber, Carol, bought me the planner for this year, and relatives actually bought me a diary. So I'm keeping one for more of a sort of keeping organised, one more as a scribble thing. So I'll be using both of them. So notebooks. Stationery is another one. Well, I'm talking about pens or anything. And this used to be one of my sort of weaknesses, like notebooks, stationery, yeah, stationery, pens and everything. I've got quite a lot, although they're not fancy pens, you know, when you see a nice pen, whatever. I'm trying to use the ones where you get them in large packs and everything, get those used up first of all. So that's sort of the stationery, notebooks and pens. One is candles. To my knowledge, I've been very good. I don't count reed diffusers because that's something I do use. I've had candles bought for me, you know, gifted me, purchased for me. I haven't physically bought a candle, to my knowledge. Reed diffusers, yes, but I've had a couple of candles bought for me, but that's something else that I'm trying not to. Nail polishes, I haven't probably purchased one now in over 5 years, and I got rid of about, over the years, about 60 to 70 nail polishes and just kept the minimum down. I must admit, I have not worn nail polish all over Christmas. I haven't for a good many months. I can't remember the last time I wore nail polish. Could be back August, September time maybe. I don't think it's been any later than that. So nail polish is another one. Clothes wise is that where it's a sort of midway. I tried not buying any clothing unless it's something I really can't live without or it needs replacing. Usually trainers is the one item that, and that is coming up actually. I need to get some new trainers because the last pair I've worn for so long. So clothes is a sort of midpoint one. And toiletries is another one. I'm trying to use what I've got. I did buy some soaps, liquid soap, but quite a few of those I actually gave away to family and friends. You might have seen me say about the is it the cotton candy one, and Dashing Through the Snow, where you can get the bubble bath, the shower and the liquid soap, but most of those I gave away. They're the items that I normally purchase out of all my toiletries. It's shower gel, liquid soap, sometimes occasionally the Dove bar soap, bubble bath, shaving gel. That near enough, and of course razor blades for my son. That's practically it. I don't remember the last time I bought a body spray because I had about 14 or 15 of them. It's been absolute years, must be about 4 or 5 years ago before I've actually bought a bottle of perfume. So nothing like that. So fairly decent. Hand creams and nail files and that sort of thing I tend to get gifted. I have actually had some sort of toiletry items actually for Christmas. I haven't shared those. I probably will do it at some point, because obviously with Christmas, then my birthday, then you go on to Mother's Day and things like that. So very often, you know, if anybody asks me, I say, oh, especially as my daughter-in-law, she brought me some stuff for Christmas with my son, Bayliss and Harding stuff, because I just love those, and that's the sort of thing that gets used. It's like me gifting things back to people that they're going to use it. So yeah, picture frames is a little bit seesaw. I've got to go through them and see if I can get rid of any, because there's certain sizes that I want, and I will show you this one, because this was my 10p bargain from the charity shop, and this is slightly bigger than an A4. So my A4 frames, it didn't fit because it was getting chopped off. So when I picked this up for 10p, I thought brilliant, and it fits in gorgeous that way. So I have got a couple of frames that I haven't used, so I'll probably think about donating or giving those away, and just keep certain neutral frames. I like the black, the white and the pine, so I'll try and stick to those sort of things depending on which room it's going to go in. Decor is another thing that was under the understanding if something come in, something goes out. I will be sorting my decor out in my loft, that's seasonal decor, and try and get rid of some of the pieces that I'm not using. As I said, I didn't go the full whack for Christmas, couldn't face it, but I did actually, and I haven't got a picture of it unless I go back for a previous year, I did get rid of before Christmas a reindeer, one of those big, fairly big reindeers, probably stands about, you can see that quite high, stands on the floor, lights up. I gave that to my son, daughter-in-law and granddaughter. I got that a reduced price after Christmas. I think I've had it out maybe 1 year. I decided to let that go. I also got rid of some t-shirts, which I think I've got the footage, so if I have, I'll put that at the end of this video. We also got rid of a few DVDs that are not in my bucket, because one of them was Flash season 1, 2 and 3, because that went out because my youngest son has actually ordered the whole shebang, a whole set. So we got rid of some, and we did have season 1 of Y50, the newer one. I only had season 1 on it, and I got that from Kex, and I'd seen it all before season 1. Don't know what season I got up to, but I don't think I watched all the seasons. And my son said last night, because we were coming to the end of season 1, he says, "Mum, I've ordered the whole lot." And I thought, oh, that's nice. You know, something to keep us watching, although we've got a lot of DVDs. So that means my box set of season 1 will probably go in my bucket for tomorrow's video, if that makes sense. Because that's one of the long stretch sort of getting rid of pieces is, one of them is photographs, and I regret not sorting it out a year ago, whatever. Couldn't face it. I've got 2 large boxes under my bed, plus I've got albums. I did start it, but I haven't been able to concentrate on that aspect of it. DVDs has been a long-standing one. I've set my goal to try and get 3/4 of it, if not all of it, gone through DVDs and my DVD list and everything. Not necessarily watching every single one, but pulling up ones that we're not going to watch again. We have watched one tonight that is going and things like that. I'm trying to do at least one, if not two a day at the moment while Daniel's off with his bag back from work. We're sort of getting through them that way. Ones that we want to watch but more than likely getting rid of, put it that way, so we can either pass them on to family members or the charity shop. That is one of my bugbears at the moment. Dare I say bugbears? I do like my movies, and we haven't been to the cinema in years, and a lot of these, I must admit, I got quite a few come back in because it was like 10 for £1. It has been a number of times when I've been to the charity shop. Although we get the Disney Channel, I was actually collecting the Disney movies. There's quite a few other things that I'm going to broach through, especially this month, possibly until I've gone through my home. But this is just the kickstart, and this is day 1 and day 2. So I'm gonna start. The idea was, if I went into a cupboard or a drawer to put something away, I didn't have it all out like I would normally do, one area or one drawer, one cupboard at a time. I thought, if I'm going to put something in there, is there anything I can remove out of that and put it in my bucket and things like that. And if you put something for a family member, maybe you can get your family members to sort of help out, you know, even if it's just one item per family member per day, even every little bit helps. And I think the more you do it, the easier it gets. You would have thought that even at this stage, that because I've been doing it so many years, you can't have much more, but yeah, I can get rid of stuff because I can see around my home what is used, what's not. There is a few sort of pieces where, yes, I've held on to them even if they're not used constantly, but it's just one of those things. So let's get into this one. I'm getting rid of my old work trainers. When I say work trainers, these are the ones that I sort of paint fence in, or I do the gardening in, so I'm getting rid of those. I'm going to get some other trainers, probably me trainers that I had for semi-best will now be my rough trainers, if that makes sense, and then I'm going to get some new ones. So I've got my trainers. I've picked out a couple of t-shirts just for the fact that I was putting some bedding away in the wardrobe over there. That's still got a few items of what was hubby's clothing, and I'm going to try and go through that maybe after this video or first thing in the morning, and that will be on day 3. So yeah, so I've got 2 t-shirts there that I just happened to pull out. This one I am to nard, it is scruffy, you can hardly read it. It's got Star Wars on, it's that faint now. I've had this so many years, it's going thin, but it's one of my pyjama tops, so I've got that one. I've got a pair of fluffy socks because I've got some new ones for Christmas. I've pulled out, it's 2 jigsaws, but one of them's got 2 inside the box, which is this one. They're both complete because I did these with my granddaughter to make sure they were complete, which they are, but realistically they didn't need to be done because they were already in the box, but we still broke them up. One of them's like 24 pieces. The one underneath is 12 pieces because it's slightly bigger pieces. So that's Winnie the Pooh. And this one I really like. It reminds me of an older one, but this is like the real wooden type jigsaws. You know, it's really thick wooden. It's a Cinderella one, and probably an older looking one, I would have thought. And actually, they've still got the prices on. I never took the prices off. These were £1 each from the charity shop, and they're just going back. So that's those. Because I was putting a spare toothpaste in my cabinet, there's a few pieces I keep in my cabinet on the wall above my toilet in the bathroom. I pulled out a couple of bits. I've got 2 sets of these. The other one is in a leather case. It's a little comb and scissors for beard and moustache grooming set. The other one's a new set that's not been used, so I've kept that for Daniel. For this one, they were originally both hubbies, but the other one hadn't been used. This one had, so I'm just going to let that one go. Talking about hubbies grooming, this is going if Daniel wants one, he's going to get a new one. So that's just going with all the attachments. Although there's all the attachment bits and pieces with it, I'm just counting that as one item. Something else, which might be a strange one, my son couldn't get on with these. I use the old-fashioned sort of potato peeler. Daniel couldn't, so I'm letting those 2 go. I have got a 3rd one like this, which was part of a knife set. I've kept that one, plus what I call my old, I don't know really what to call it, but I call it the old-fashioned type peeler. So I've got 2 peelers. That was because we were, my son peeled the potatoes, and he says, oh, I'm just going to put them in the rubbish. I said, well, I'll put them in my bucket, because this was New Year's Day, and I thought, well, they're going out anyway. And got some Blu-rays and DVDs. This one was actually hubby's. This was a Kex one. He watched this one when he was off originally with a bad back before he was taken really ill. I watched it with him. It was not my favourite, so I'm just going to let that one go. This one was actually I bought for him and myself. I actually watched this afternoon. Daniel couldn't really get into it, but I don't know if anybody else remembers it. You know, the Absolutely Fabulous, the movie. And I don't know where I kept saying darling, or I keep calling everybody darling. I don't know whether it comes from that, but watch that one. And I did prefer the series, I think, when I used to watch it. This is one we watched yesterday, The Mall Cop. I believe there's another one of these, but I've already got a copy of this one. I bought this one, another one. This was one of the ones that there were 20p each or 10 for £1. This one I got off of Great Yarmouth, if I remember rightly, Market, and we watched this one, was away for a week. It was 50p. But I'd already got one copy of it. I had a sneaky feeling I already had a copy of it, so I'm going to let that one go. I watched that. Daniel didn't think I'd find it interesting, but I did. That's Rush. Another one that I remember my eldest son having, and I thought it was really stupid, but my youngest son Daniel wanted to watch it. This is another one off the Market for 50p in Yarmouth. Tropical Thunder. Got so many celebrities in it, so yeah, that's that one. So I know I've got a long way to go with my DVDs and photographs and things like that, so I've got an itchy nose. But it's certain things that I want to get done now, and I know it's a long thing, but I bought so many DVDs, a lot of kiddies ones where I can keep them for a little period of time. If my granddaughter doesn't want to take them home, I'll say we're going back to the charity shop, as simple as that, if I don't want to keep all of them. So yeah, so I'm really going to concentrate on that, and I'm going to broach that during this week of my sort of goals, targets, what I want to do. So I'm going to count these. So I've got the trainers, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that's day 1 and day 2, 16 items, and that's just having my bucket somewhere easy and can dump things in. And if you get your family members doing this as well, it can go really quickly, and it's surprising what you can get rid of. Normally, I'll say after the 7 days, I will then go through, usually I'll start with the bedroom and go through all the drawers and cupboards and wardrobes and whatever under the bed and try and get rid of stuff. But I'm thinning it out. Not, it can be thinned out more, but I don't think there's going to be much more clothing to go. There's a few more items, what were hubbies, but things that are getting really old for myself, I'm trying to get rid of, and sort of that sort of thing as well. And like I said, if you want to join along, please comment below what you get rid of or how many items you get rid of, or whether it's a big bag or whatever. And hopefully you'll follow me along on this decluttering and organising of your home for 2024. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. So I've been having a bit of a sort out. This might be over a couple of days. I'm not sure. It might be today. So I'm just going through, like I said, this wardrobe has still got a few sort of jackets and a few more t-shirts. Yeah, I know he had a lot of t-shirts. That was my fault because I kept purchasing them. This is bittersweet because I thought I'd better sort out, because I know for a fact he had a lot of Christmas t-shirts. Some of them are newer than others that have hardly been worn. It seems to be that for a good many years I used to buy him a new Christmas t-shirt every year, or what I did, I used to purchase it after the previous Christmas, ready for the next Christmas. That makes sense. This one I think is only worn you know, briefly. It's actually because his iPhone was got bigger, but iPhone goes in there in this pocket type thing to the and you put the download the app, and it's like a fireplace. So that's that one. I've got Mr. Christmas under there, Scrooge. These are all going to a relative, by the way. I got this one because it used to be a standard joke. If I've worked this out correctly, we should have enough turkey for the next 12 years, because we always got a really large turkey. And that one's like this one. It's Christmas time, I'm stuffed. And then we've got this one, this Rudolph one. I think that was shortly after our granddaughter was born and things like that. So then I've got this, I think it's like equalizer or whatever you call it, that I'm not sure if he actually worn it. Then we got some that I thought could go to my son because of our granddaughter, or my granddaughter, like Dad's a Cab and the Boss, Papa Smurf. Some of these I can really remember. He's had some of these, like these ones, for years. We've got Sonic there. And we got this Frankenstein one. I think the Hulk one he already had. And then this one with Grumpy on it. And it's got Off to Work I Go. Things like that. So I like that one. So they've all got memories. So I've got... oh yeah, and then there's the drumstick, because he had that in like a gift set with the drumsticks and everything, because he liked those. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 13. I say there is a few more to go through, but as I said, I'm just having this last minute sort of sort out and everything. I will say, going off topic a bit, previous video where I've only put out bits that I've either not put away that kept in, which is that wardrobe now with my gifts, and things that I've bought from the charity shop or have been given, or you know, I've seen out. But most rooms except for the lounge are just little tweaks, because I've got about 12 boxes of Christmas decorations, but we've only put the main tree up, and whatever was in the box for the tree decorations and for the mantle, that's why the mantle's not really decorated, and a few little bits, but that's all I'm putting up. These string lights here, they're the ones that I think I purchased them after last Christmas. I had them out, I think, during January, and just put them in a vase. So that's because normally in here I've done like Disney, and then I keep these out. This is what I meant in my video. Those are kept out. They were for the previous year, so they're about 2 years old. And obviously my Gonk collection, they stay out all year round. This ornament I think was missed. That's why it was in the wardrobe. And the only well, it's not even Christmas, is that owl, and that I purchased from the charity shop. So you might find a few tweaks around our home, but basically I only did the lounge this year, but this Christmas. But gone off topic because this is basically what's leaving our home.